What we'll do is when people want to go and ask them,
it's on the chair.
Okay, yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay,
Over here, guys.
Speak directly into the top. There's a speaker on the back.
Oh, I see.
It won't even pick up from here.
Only from there. Is it turned on?
It's on.
it's not that loud.
Testing 1, 2, 3. We're looking at
I just took it off because I was so hot.
You got a sweater on.
I had a sweater
I even
on.
pointed you out and said that's Christopher and yours.
I changed colors.
Don't worry, we have everyone except for our flight technician who's doing another job over there.
You have to go. You have to turn like.
All right, okay, how's that?
That's much better.
I don't know any songs.
No working. It's not working. We can still hear you.
I'm in the movie.
It's only a little
Okay, just use your big voice.
Yeah.
We believe in you.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hello.
Phil.
Oh wait.
Oh, there you go.
Daniel.
Hi. Yeah, if you talk a little louder and straight into the top.
Okay.
Use your teacher voice for this.
I don't have a teacher voice.
There you
I do not intend to acquire one. So I'm Phil, and I'm Jane's older brother, and Amanda says I look just like Jane. Where is Amanda? She's got,
Right here.
she's got, I think, low vision issues. When she made that comment, my little sister Rose, who loves me very much, was quick to point out that my nose is far bigger than Jane's. So there's just love all around. Thanks for coming this morning. This is a really beautiful morning, a perfect morning for what we're going to do this morning. You look around at the trees. And I should say that I suspect today we're going to be hearing some stories. And I think we all have to be ready for some long pauses. Because the speakers are going to have a challenge to say what they want to say. And anyway, what we've got organized with our senior technician here, Hill. We have Jane's ashes, which we picked up in the slough yesterday. They're ready to go, as Jane requested. We go back to the lake. We're going to help her. We'll do it. So I think we should just go around the circle, and if anybody wants to say something, say it. If you want to pass the microphone, pass it. Once we've gone around the circle, then anyone who would like to go and help Jane on her journey, we've got a spot down here. The ashes are there, and someone will help you with figuring out what to do, and Hill's going to make sure that nobody falls into the lake in the process. And I think that's all I need to say for now. Let's start around the circle.
So I'll be standing beside.
Very sweet of you.
I'll be standing beside the rock over here. If anybody feels comfortable holding my hand, I help you down, and there is a hand sanitizer on the way up. Okay? And thank you, Jane, because it was supposed to rain, and look at us, and we're here, and nobody's getting wet.
You just pass a tissue with each one, and then everyone can speak.
Yeah, it's hard to think of one memory related to Jane because she was in our lives all the time, staying with us for all the holidays and in the summer, and yeah, she was just very good at, bringing people together, however, by any means necessary, and we'll miss her a lot. And yeah, it just feels very strange that she's not here. But yeah, we will miss her a lot for sure.
I understand that we're telling stories again at the hall, so I'll just take a moment. So goodbye, Jane. Your strong, fighting spirit that gave so much to so many all our life.
Jane will be missed. She loved to help people, and that was a definite strong point. And she loved this lake. Jane made everybody here part of her family, and there's a lot of people we're going to meet this afternoon that probably felt just as close to her as we did. And this is probably the best place for all of us to be right now. As Philip and others have pointed out, this lake, the Mississauga Valley, has been her home for over 30 years, and she wanted to stay there if she would.
So I'm using my teacher voice here. I always appreciated that Jane had a pot of soup on the stove. Whatever she had went into it. And then when she served, she always gathered more people. You never know who you'd meet at her table. So I always found that quite wonderful about Jane. I'm also just going to use my loud voice because I think what I'll remember most about Jane and all of her siblings is the strong connection that you all have and have passed on to the rest of your family, chosen and biological. And I just really love gathering, and I recognize everybody here because I've met you before, and that has always been really important that everybody come together. And I don't know, I like that about Jane and the whole family.
I was telling Abby about how when I was little, we would go up to visit Grandma and Grandpa in Moortown, and Jane would be like, "Hey Steve, you want some new shoes?" And we hop in the car, drive over the Blue Water Bridge, get a good deal on some shoes. So many memories like that. And now Jane managed to get another little nudgy up here to Cummings Lake. She'd be happy about that, although maybe not under these circumstances. I'll always miss her and love her.
Also, somber and beautiful Jane. It's a good day to be thinking about Jane and to be Jane's presence for each other. So I salute my sister, love her very much, and let's be Jane for one another for today.
Hi, I'm Karen and Jane's sister-in-law. I spent a lot of time with Jane in the last 8 months of her life. I didn't know it was the last 8 months of her life, but she drove all the way across the province to pick me up in Toronto and bring me back and help me buy this house. I had the money to buy it, but she had the real estate agent, and she knew everything. It seems really surreal to me that she's not here. She should be here somewhere, but come on, Carol, let's do the kids and see them. I know a guy in Bethlehem. But I really feel that somebody like Jane that cares so much about her, that she's with people that have gone before her. And we'll see her. We will. My mother believed it, so I believe it too. We'll see Jane.
Hi, I think I could just use my loud voice. I have lots of memories with Jane, and I didn't have a very good upbringing, but I was one of the kids where she just, come on, I have a house, let's go. And it was pretty much like that. And she took me in and she took me to my wedding and said, hey, there's a getaway car just over here. No. There's not a moment in my life that I don't have it where she's not there. She's very well missed, and we love her very, very much.
Change the hanky, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're making me nervous.
The hanky.
Matt, toss the Kleenex away.
Yeah, I didn't use it.
It'll biodegrade. Get a fish.
Your mom voice.
I should give it more of a tutorial.
No one had anything more when the kids were doing any kind of and she was just being with the same. We have lots of memories of her, but I'd be here all day. I didn't sleep.
Pass the Kleenex along.
Send it ahead. There you go.
We met Jane many, many years ago in Maureen's house, or in my house. Maureen went with Jane to my house. Do you remember?
I don't remember which one it
How many
was.
years ago? And I just had to come here. I already have 4 children, and I came here, and I was pregnant again. And everybody introduced me. This is Gloria, and that is Finito, the last one, because of all my children, they start with name F. Fabian, Felipe, Felix, Francisco. And he named the last one Finito. Enough. Yeah, that was it. She always was on top of everything. One summer, our German friend bring a relative, and they want to go. They had to take the airplane, and they went to camping, and it was a very sad day. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't change my sheet. I could have said, go to my house and sleep in my bed. Who cares? And that Jane said, Gloria, why did you don't take them to your house? Your house is empty. I said, Jane, yes, I'm thinking about it. She was always overseeing everything.
Yeah.
I want to come out. That is finito.
I'm Finito. Like my mom said, when she came here, I wasn't even born yet. So my family's been coming up here since I was born. I've only ever heard stories of a lot of things Jane's done, but a lot of it is inspiring. She's someone with a big heart, who I understand let a lot of people into her life and changed it for the better. With that in mind, she will be missed very dearly, and it's hard to imagine coming up here without her being here. Yeah.
I'll also use my outdoor voice. I just wanted to say that even though she's not here physically, she's still bringing people together like this, and like we'll gather even more people later. So she's still doing what she's always done. And when I think about how I'd like to remember her, I think about her incredible ability to have an idea and just go and do it and just act on it. And it's something that I'm very envious of and that I want to try and emulate from her, just to think of something and to do it, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but just to actually go and act on things. So that's how I'll try and remember James.
I think all of us have seen how she brought people together from all kinds of places, you know, and I can't tell you how many phone calls we would get and say, here, talk to this person. They're coming to Toronto. Can they come to your place? They're leaving tomorrow by plane or train or whatever. Or, here, Angel, speak to this person. They speak Spanish. And he's trying to make a conversation with somebody that's up here that possibly had a grandparent that was from South America. But that was enough of a connection. And she made connections with everybody and then made those connections with other people in her family or other people in this community to make it a better place. And like Matthew said, she was full of ideas. And she was always like, who was it? Who got his friends to paint the fence? Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. And she was always, it's going to be great. We're going to do it. And then I'm just going to go to town and I'll see you later. It should be done by the time I get back, right?
Yeah.
But she had the vision.
Yeah.
I'll always remember Jane for being, as many have said, relentlessly welcoming and caring for everybody. You know, she helped everybody that she could in any way that she could, and I think that's a tremendous role model for how we should live our lives, caring and accepting everyone. Your broken arm can stay.
Okay, so this is very inspiring. And Matthew, I think it was your comment that made me realize that as we go forward, we need to always say, what would Jane do? And that will tell you what you need to do. Because it's not hard to think of what would Jane do in any situation. So Jane, you were my protector and my friend my whole life. You were there wherever I was, whether it was by phone or Calgary or Toronto or wherever Jane was, and especially here. I can't think of a better place to say goodbye, but not so much goodbye. We love you. We miss you.
I'm just going to speak loud. Just to play off your memory, I always think of Jane as anytime we had like Christmas or I was telling her about my life and work, and I'll always remember, and it's stuck in my head of, here's what you should do. Every time there's something that, I don't know how to figure this out, I always think of Jane, here's what you should do. And she always had a connection. She always had an idea. She always had a way to help me figure something out. And that's just what I'll remember, that she always cared of other people's issues and tried to solve them.
That wasn't so hard, was it? We got through that. And now we have to keep on through the day. And I think it's going to be wonderful. Batting order here. We'll just go down. If somebody wants to